What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to go over 5 things I don't want in the Batman reveal trailer. So I know I promised you guys this video when I made the 5 things that I do want. Very excited to do a list like this. I saw some of your suggestions. I'm definitely, considering them also. Just like I said in that video, if you guys want a specific list, if you guys want a specific topic on the Batman game, on anything, on Rocksteady, on just non-DC, obviously I cover a lot of non-DC things on this channel. Definitely always let me know in the comments below. I've made tons of times videos that people have directly, requested of me. Okay, so these are again things that I do not want to see in this trailer. Going to be a little different. Very eager. I definitely want to see what you guys have to say in the comments. So let's just jump right in. Number one, this is kind of weird. I honestly feel like I bought into peer pressure with this one. Is Joker. Now let me be very clear. I want Joker in this game. Now that could very much divide you and me. Totally cool. I get what people have said about him. Okay, I get the general opinion that he's in them too much. He's in too many of them. I think is just the general thing that he always becomes the main villain, and it's time to give it to somebody else. Even in Arkham Knight, they tried to give it to the Arkham Knight. They tried to give it to Scarecrow, and still it ended up becoming, in my opinion, Joker as the main villain. Okay, so I get it just as much as everybody else. I don't want him to be the main villain. I want him to be in the game. I want him to be a side villain. If he's going to appear in the main story, fine, as long as he's just kind of in a smaller role. Okay. And I don't know how to put a percentage on that. I don't know how to put a number on that, but just smaller role overall. So I guess going with that, he doesn't need to be in the trailer, okay? When you have a trailer for a game, and you can look at past games of Batman. He's not in every single trailer, but I think it's important to move it away from him. I mean, they did that with Arkham Knight, right? Obviously, Scarecrow took center stage with that. Give it to, and it's what I said in what I want in it. Give us the villain. Give us the Court of Owls. Give us, if you're gonna do kind of like a panning shot or like a multiple kind of like flashing shot of like the different zones in Gotham, whatever you're gonna do. Show us different villains. If you want to show us Joker there, you know what I mean? Like if you do a different zone, like Penguin has a zone, and like Scarecrow or whoever you're gonna do has like an area, and then maybe Joker has an area. If you want to do it like that, but don't make Joker part of the main main story you're trying to tell throughout the trailer. If it's like a 3-4 minute trailer, please do not have Joker being a part of it. It's only gonna make people more upset. And again, I want him as part of the game. I just don't think it's necessary that he needs to steal the trailer. The next two are kind of outside the trailer, kind of like right at the end of it. I don't want there to be no release date. Okay, now we talked about this before. What do? Do they do a month? Do they do a year? Do they do do they say spring? You know what I mean? Because you could do that too. You could say spring 2021. You could say holiday 2020. You could say January 2021, right? That's what Hitman 3 did. So you could give a month. You could give just a year. You could give 2021, like the date, like that could come out. What I don't want though, and again, am I going to be absolutely crushed if it doesn't happen, or if there is no release date? No, I mean, again, no. Just knowing the fact that we're going to get the game and the trailer is out, everybody's seen the trailer, it's probably a huge thing. That's enough for me, I think, but I would be disappointed. I would prefer that at the end of the trailer, and we're going to get into that actually with the next point too, but at the end of the trailer, it says whatever. It's going to say whatever. It'll say holiday 2020, February 2021, spring 2021. I hope it does say that. And the other part of that, again, what would probably be afterwards is next gen only. I don't want it to be next gen only. Now, if you guys know me from other videos, you guys watch other videos other than Batman, you'll know that I actually am in support of quickly transitioning to next gen. That I think like the PS5 strategy of next gen only PlayStation games, not all of the PS5 exclusive games are going to only be on next gen, but some of them are. They're going to pick. Microsoft's strategy is for the first 1 to 2 years, every Microsoft exclusive, Halo, whatever else they end up doing, they will be available on Xbox One and on Series X. Okay, so that's the strategies. You guys will know again from other videos. I prefer Sony's strategy. I think when you have a new console, I understand the idea that you need people to buy it, so you need games that you can only get. Because if you put games that are on both, then you have no real reason to get the other console. I mean, yes, it's an increase in power, but it's also an increase of money, right? You got to spend more money. So the real only only reason I think to get a next-gen console, in my opinion, the thing that sells me on next-gen is always the games, giving us games that you cannot get or you cannot experience on current-gen. With that being said, I am in it for a fast transition, but I get everybody that says, hey, I don't want to buy a next-gen, or I don't have the money for it, or I just don't want to upgrade right away. I think within the first year, there should definitely be that kind of grace period where if a game comes out between, let's say, November 2020, when the next-gen consoles come out, and next year, next December, we'll even say, we'll give it a full year and a month, next year, the very end of 2021, that there can be games that pick and choose to be on both, can be only on one, you know what I mean? And again, a game like Batman, I really do think, I know we've seen rumors that say it's being developed like mainly for next gen. I feel like they just took it from a leak somewhere, because in all reality, if this game is being has been made for like the past 3 years, or if they're using assets from the Damian Wayne game, which was made even before then, it's for current gen. They made the Damian Wayne game for current gen. They were making most of this game for current gen. Even people, you can go on the job listings, that the job listings for Batman like a year or two ago were all talking about a game for current gen, for PS4, Xbox One. So it shouldn't only be on next gen. I think that would be a disappointment. That would alienate a lot of, and that's ultimately why I don't want it. It would, I mean, I'm gonna get a PS5, but I completely again understand people that aren't, right, or aren't gonna get a PS5, aren't gonna get a Series X, and I don't want, just because they're not gonna get it doesn't mean I want them to not experience Batman, right? I want all of us to be able to play this game, and if the game is only on next gen, that makes it very, very difficult to do. So I do not want to, and basically what I'm saying is, at the end of the trailer, you'll see the logos of, or the like kind of like icons of whatever system the game will be on. I hope we don't only see PS5 and Series X is basically what I'm saying. The fourth thing is focusing on the Bat family and not Batman. Now, on the things that I want to see, we talked about how I want to see all of them, but I still think the focus should be on Batman. It's going to be called Batman something. If it's called Batman Gotham Knights, it is. If it's not called that, whatever. But it's a Batman game. People are buying it to play as Batman. If you wanted a Nightwing game, wait for the Nightwing game. You know what I mean? Now, again, you're going to be able to play as Nightwing in this game. I'm not saying like, oh, just don't get this game. But, this game is a Batman game. Okay, the Arkham games were Batman games. Batman is a heavy, heavy focus. I wouldn't want the trailer to be focused only on the Bat fam, like the rest of them, not even him. The other three, and then Batman's like, say, not even in it, or is in it actually the least of them. I get the idea, by the way, I should say this. I get the idea of like pushing them because like they're the new thing, they're the interesting draw, they're like the thing that makes this game different, you know what I mean? Along with Court of Owls and The World and a lot of other things, right? But you can push that, but at the same time, don't forget why people are getting the game. I don't think people are getting this game at the end of the day to play. I mean, maybe there are some, but I think to play as these three characters exclusively. You're buying this game to play as them, but also to play as Batman, not just play as these three characters. So I hope that the trailer doesn't kind of forget where it came from, doesn't kind of forget what the main draw will always be in a Batman game, which is, I guess I'll leave that to you, but it's Batman, right? And then the final thing. This one is one that I was trying to think because I wanted to make like top 5. I didn't want to make 4, so I was like, okay, what could this be? But ironically, this is maybe the thing that I don't want them to do the most is awful or like terrible redesign. So that's what I really hope is not in this game. So let me explain this. We've talked about this in the past. This is going to be a reboot. This is going to be a soft reboot, but it's going to forget about what we've seen in the past games. And what I've said numerous times, and I've said it always in a positive way, I've never really looked at it from a negative way. So I want to do that here because it's kind of like in that lens. They're going to make characters different than what we've experienced. Okay, Joker could be a brand new actor, could be Troy Baker, could be a brand new actor. Batman could be Roger Craig Smith. It could be somebody completely different. Not just voices, though, but how they look are going to be different. Now, I think that actually leads to a whole bunch of awesome possibilities. Do you choose to go like a different comic line route? Do you choose like a movie as your kind of inspiration? You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot. Even the Batman film with Robert Pattinson looks like it's inspired. Like even his suit looks like it's inspired by the Arkham games. Like that. I mean, flat out, that's just what it looks like. So you can take inspiration from a lot of different things. But the question is, or the worry is, you can mess up. You can make some of these characters like god awful, and that has happened. In fact, there has been characters that have been changed, right, from like their original form. They've been changed. They've had character models, and then people were like outraged for one reason or the other, and then the actual developer bent the knee basically and said, all right, we'll change it. That's happened. That's happened across the entire gaming industry. So it's not impossible that it would happen here. And a thing to keep in mind is, I mean, specifically ultimately for me, I'm not a big costume guy. I don't really care about the looks of them all that much. With that being said, I mean, the design in general of them, I do care about. There are a lot of people that do care, though. I'm not saying like those people don't exist. There are a lot of them, and that's what you have to be careful of, right? Is people are, no matter what you do, people are going to have, maybe not you, maybe not me, but some people out there are going to have very, very strong opinions to however these characters look. I'm sure people had opinions to how Batman looked in Origins. I'm sure people had, talks of how people, or Batman and other characters, looked in any of the other Arkham games. You know what I mean? So people are going to have opinions. You got to be careful what you do. I'm not saying don't go bold. I'm not saying don't try new things. I want these characters to look a little bit different. I mean, even look at what they did between Arkham Asylum and Arkham Knight. Just because the graphics and the technology got better and like what they were able to do, Scarecrow looks completely different in Knight than he did in Asylum. You know what I mean? And other like supporting characters constantly have evolved and looked better and better. I mean, some of them maybe haven't, but a lot of them have, right? And focusing specifically like a main villain like Scarecrow was for Arkham Knight, it'll be interesting to see what they can do, because firstly, you're going to have brand new technology. Everything's upgrade, everything's bigger. So what are they going to do with villains with that? And then secondly, it's not part of the Arkham world. They're restarting, so they can really change radically what a lot of these characters look, what they sound like, right? And again, I focused a lot on the voices. The voicing, honestly, is a thing that stands out to me in games more than maybe the design of the character. But I've always talked about voices, but the look of them is very important too. If Harley looks like just weird, right? Or like, I mean, do they kind of do it after Margot Robbie? Like, do they kind of do that? The Joker when he's in it, like, does it look like Origins? Does it look like the other three Arkham games? Does it look like Suicide Squads? Like Jared Leto's? Does it, what I mean? Do they do a comic line? What do they do? And another thing to keep in mind is this is a shared universe now. Rocksteady will be sharing the universe, so whatever Warner Bros. Montreal does, they have to have some communication, because the look of these characters with this Batman game is going to also be the look on the characters that would appear in the whatever they do, Suicide Squad or Justice League, or Suicide Squad kills the Justice League. If Harley and Joker, let's say, are in this Batman game, but then they also appear in that game, they have to be the same. They have to have the same voice person that does it, and they also should, unless it's like an age jump, but they'll still relatively look the same. You know what I mean? So there are some things they can mess up there. Honestly, this could be, like I said, the more I think about it, when I did think of it and then wrote it down, this, as I'm talking about it, becomes a bigger and bigger issue that I hope that we don't even have to worry about. You know what I mean? It's something that I've never really thought of, and I don't really think a lot of people will think of until we see it, and then we'll start to have discussions of, ooh, did they do this character right? Does this character sound right? You know what I mean? We'll have those talks, and that'll be a whole different layer of interesting, but we're going to have to wait for that one. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. What do you think? What are some things you do not want in this trailer? Let me know. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, have that bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. And like I said in the beginning of the video, let me know any additional lists. I do want to make more lists. Obviously, if there's any news, as I've done in the past, I'll be covering it on the channel as well. We get closer and closer every single day, boys and girls. We're getting very close to this Batman game. Cannot wait. Loads of really fun videos coming. And then when this game gets announced, man, we're going to have a lot of fun on this channel, okay? Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next video.